Hello and welcome back to the Mind Over Mike podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. I do have a couple of upcoming shows I'd like to tell you about. December the 12th, that is a Friday, I'm going to be down in Johnson City, Tennessee, doing the Travis Stevenson and Friends show at the Wallace Theater, and that's right on Main Street, downtown Johnson City. My good buddy Travis and lots of fun comics on the lineup, so make sure to come out. The following night, on the 13th, I'm going to be just up the street at a top secret venue for our last Don't Tell Tri-City show of the year. That's on Saturday, the 13th of December. We're right back at a venue that we've only been to once before, not that long ago, and it went so well, they've asked us to come back. We're very excited. We've got a special headliner come all the way from Nashville for that one, so that's going to be a good one. Come and see me. Today, I am taking us right back to where it all started on the Mind Over Mike podcast. I'm sitting down with one of my favorite human beings and the very first guest of the show, Mr. Dustin Arron. Dustin is a longtime friend of mine. He's a fellow comedian, and he's an interesting guy. I feel like every time I sit down with Dustin, I learn something new about him, and this episode is no exception, let me tell you. We talk about a lot in this episode. We jump into some fun things about navigating relationships, navigating the world of stand-up comedy. We also touch on the fact that just about 24 hours before recording this episode, I was in a minor car accident and then went on to host two shows in Chattanooga at the Comedy Catch. So we talk about that a little bit early in the episode. Then we talk about some of the funny jobs that Dustin has had over the years and just some of his fun antics. Gets a little depressing at some points, but, you know, we're just telling happy little stories. And it's always good to see Dustin and to sit down with him. So please enjoy this episode with my good friend, Mr. Dustin Arron. Have you been in the Catch?
No.
No,
No, most of the clubs I guess I've seen are like, I don't know, New York.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, just going to shows up there. I don't know if I've been to a lot of like comedy clubs to see shows other than that, really.
The Catch is interesting because it's in like an old historic building at the Chattanooga Choo Choo. So it's like in this space that's existed for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's like old brick and like piping and stuff. It's got like a real old school, I would almost say almost like an old school New York club feel, sort of.
Yeah.
The ceilings are a little bit higher. There is a balcony and all that stuff, but like the seating is done brilliantly. The check drop is so smooth and seamless. You know, it doesn't disrupt the show. There's VIP seats up front, and those people are always very engaged, and you can see them. The stage is high enough. The lighting, it's like, it's a legit club, and you can tell that Danielle's put like a lot of thought into running it.
Well, you go to Blue Ridge and it feels really kind of relaxed, I guess.
Yes.
Does it feel like there's a staff there? Like you go to New York and it's like, there's a guy doing his job. And you go to Blue Ridge and it's like, you know, there's
come on in.
Yeah. There's Tony, there's Jared, you know?
Yeah, no, it's definitely, it's a different feel. And I think part of that, like if you or I didn't come up in Blue Ridge and we walked in there, it may feel like, ooh, there's the bartender, there's the staff, but we just know them so well.
Yeah, good point.
That takes up, but like, and I know Danielle, like I've been on that stage a couple times at the Catch, never this much in a short period of time, but like I'm aware of Danielle and we've talked a lot over the years, and I know a lot of comics that work there and stuff, and I've been in the room a lot, but to be there for 2 nights, you know, for whatever, 5-6 hours in a row is cool. Like I got to see, you know, they have a new-ish green room that's like through the kitchen. So you had to like go Goodfellas and like cut through the kitchen, and everybody's tossing fries or whatever the fuck and go back. It's just cool. It was a cool experience. Very grateful for it. And
is
it
that
was
pretty
fun.
wild to like do back-to-back shows out of town? Like I've done back-to-back shows at Blue Ridge, and that feels different, I guess, because it's my home club.
Yeah.
But like probably feels pretty fancy. Feels pretty like I'm a comedian if you go out of town to a comedy club.
Yeah.
And you're there night one.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, what did you guys think of that show? And you're just processing it. And then you go back the next night and do it again. Like that's what the professionals are doing, man. Probably feels pretty cool.
It felt cool. It was, I will say the feature was also a really nice dude. Kevin Eggleston, really sweet guy. And he, like, I think, you know, when you first meet a person, especially with comics, we're all weird and stuff. So it was like, we weren't like best. No, you're right. Comics are perfectly normal. We weren't like fast friends. That's I wouldn't say. You know, I mean, he was nice enough, but it was just like we're here to do our job or whatever. But then like by the weekend, you've kind of like built a team. You know what I mean? That's kind of like us against them out there. And it was things like in the green room, like you said, where it'd be like, man, that first show was a killer. That's going to be tough to top. Like these little bonding things. And it's cool. And then you just go, see ya. And then, you know, maybe I never see him again. Maybe I do. Who knows? Right. But it is, it was fun.
That's pretty crazy how you do that. Like everywhere. It's
meet people.
Yeah, it's a human thing, I guess. I don't know. I'm like a half robot or whatever. But
that's true.
You do that. Like we did some volunteering whenever the flood and the hurricane happened.
Helene.
Yeah. And by the end of the first day, you're just like slapping backs and buddy with everybody. Yeah. And the next day you're like, hey man, how you doing? And then you're like never going to see those people again, probably. But it's crazy how people can come together and we're going to do a thing. And then by the end of the day, you're all vibing and stuff.
Yeah. And then you're like, bye. Nice to know you. I will say like comedy is weird. And you know this too. Like it's a big industry, but it's a small world, kind of. Like
it is.
Everybody knows everybody a little bit. Yeah. So even like when I was leaving, you know, Dale was like, you know, nice to meet you. Sorry we didn't get to hang out as much or whatever. And I was like, no, man, you were great. I appreciate you letting me, you know, host the show for you and stuff. And then I was just like, you know, I'll probably see you again, whatever. And he was like, yeah, maybe. And I was like, it's a small community. And he just laughed and he was like, it is. You're right. It'll happen, and he was like, it probably will. But he's, you know, he's been like on the road for 30 years or whatever. So it's there's a host in every town.
I just started hearing about this guy like a year ago. So he's been
That's
around,
what's crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of the crazy part of him. And I mean, it shows, you know, like not just in the material, because the material is there, the character is all there, but just like every trick in the book on how to little things like how to navigate a heckler situation, how to override. You know, I saw him do 4 hours, basically. Yeah. So it's like I saw him overcome.
Oh, did you do a couple of shows both nights, like each night?
2 shows both nights. Yeah. So and I mean, he did like a lot of the same material, but like you know, different crowds. So 4 different hours of interaction, and just it was just a masterclass. Really,
what did you do? Like when I'm sure you started getting a little more comfortable and stuff. Like how did that change your set and stuff? Did you do the same?
Not great, honestly. I think it made it worse. No. Well, the first show went pretty good, I thought. Pretty smooth. And I was booked for clean time on it.
Oh yeah.
So I was super clean. And then the late show, I just, you know, I just got a little too comfortable maybe and kind of strayed from that a little bit. And that's honestly poor decision making on my part. Should have never done that. Got a little too comfortable. So then I had to reel it back a little bit on the second night. But then I just did that same set from the first show with a couple changes, and it was fine. It was great. It was
4
good.
shows. You really feeling the difference in the crowds?
Oh yeah. I think like the 3 of us in the green room pretty much laid it out of like, here's the ranking of our of the 4 crowds. And what's really crazy is like Dale is such a professional, obviously, that he did pretty much the same hour 4 times. You know, as far as like the energy he brought to it, different jokes and stuff, but like he gave them. Good crowd or bad crowd, you're getting 100% of him. He's giving it all to you. And so even with that, certain crowds were not as reactive as others. Like the early show Saturday was genuinely probably the best comedy show I've ever seen or been, much less been a part of or been on. But like they, the Catch has this video that plays before the shows. It's like, thank you for coming to the Comedy Catch. You know, please turn off your phones. Yeah. The crowd was cheering for that. They were cheering for the damn video and like,
turn them off.
Danielle turned to me because it says something like, you know, are we ready to start the show tonight? It's like clearly a robot voice, and they're all like, wow, going nuts. And Danielle was like, they're ready, they're eager. So I just went up there and got them like, you know, amped up, and I'm trying to like do the host thing and like balcony. I'm like trying to get everybody engaged, and then even like during the host set, I thought they were really fun. And the first couple people in the, you know, I do the like where there's originals thing that went great. They love that like interaction. Everything was good. And then I brought the feature up and he's just great. He's destroying. And then Dale goes up and it's like, we weren't even there. It's immediately like you realize, oh yeah, they're here to see Aerosmith. They don't really give a shit who's opening for him.
I love whenever you play a show, like if you're a comedian on a show and you go up and you're like, man, I killed like that was a good set, and then you hear the crowd actually go crazy over the next comedian. You're like, oh
dude, I don't know. I mean, aside from when you and I saw Sam Talent that night, and then there's been a couple, like seeing Amber both times I've seen Amber, seeing Nick Murphy a few times, I've seen like that level of good. But I do think that stand-up reaches a point where like you've seen sets as good as that, but there's just no way to do better. You know what I mean? Like when the crowd is like in that person's rhythm and is gasping for air for the whole hour.
Yeah, for the whole time.
That's as good as it gets.
I've seen a lot of people come to, I don't know, I've seen so many shows of Blue Ridge, but I've just seen so many people come around and they kill for a good 20 or 30 minutes of that hour.
Yep.
But somebody that can just carry the whole hour and they know how to like not let the show fizzle out. And they know how to like keep people engaged and laughing and listening and
I don't think Dale fizzles out. I mean, that you would not believe the energy. Like the clips you've seen does it no justice. It's literally a fucking Looney Tune on stage. The whole, like in the best way possible.
He's got so much energy, dude. Yeah.
I tried to, I took my camera.
Too? Is he like, hey man, what's up? Or is
less, but it's there. You can tell that's it. Right. Like he's not. He's hamming it up, but
it would be hard to like be that person on stage if you weren't.
It'd be obnoxious. Yeah. And he was real nice, like in the green room. You know, he shared some stories about like other older famous comics with us and stuff too. Like it was cool to just sit and listen to him. But yeah, like the energy. I took my camera and was like, I'm gonna try to get some good photos. You know, just because I'm here, might as well. And I've like through Don't Tell, I've kind of learned how to shoot a comedy show, like little tricks, like using the silhouette of the crowd to frame the shot and all this shit. And I was like, I could probably get some decent ones in the catch. And they turned out really good, but I took probably over 1,000 photos of Dale. 950 of them are blurry. Because that motherfucker is moving. He is just moving the whole time. And I got some that I use continuous shooting. So there's a couple that it's like you can see like in slow motion his like face moving and stuff. I'm going to send them to him. Just like here they are. You know, they're all blurry. It's really, it was cool, man. It was cool.
So you Don't Tell shows, do you take photos and stuff for marketing, or are they like, hey, Nathaniel, we need you to take photos?
They've never said.
You just doing them for socials? Or
I just do them for socials. I do them for the practice, like because then in situations like this weekend, I have some like working knowledge of how to shoot. You know, because like I do love photography. I took photography classes all the way back to like probably late high school and then a little bit in college and stuff. And I like the idea of it. I just never like brand myself as that because I feel like douchebags do that. You know, like I'm a photographer.
Oh, that's cool.
And I never like did it professionally or anything. I just kind of like the idea of it. And then with Don't Tell, it was like, well, here's an opportunity to learn and try, you know, and then it only benefits the show if I get good at it. Yeah. And I've gotten good. There's like there's quite a few comics that like their Instagram profile picture is my photo. There's quite a few. There's probably a dozen.
For a while, dude.
Yeah, there's probably a dozen
picture. We did that.
Oh cave. Yeah, the cave. Well, those are just great. and that might have been Trav, honestly, in the cave because he took most of those photos, I think. Yeah. But I like it, and I like trying to like capture the moment is really hard. And you know what I mean, like that photograph does nothing compared to what Dale did to that room. Yeah, but it does make me remember it a little bit too. So it's kind of like selfish in a way too. Like I get to see it. You know,
I remember. Such a special.
So when I lose my mind, I'll know what I'm talking about.
Just looking at him before you go to bed. Mm-hmm.
It was good. Chattanooga was all good. You know, no complaints at all about my weekend. I had a great time. So I do the shows Friday night. Saturday morning, I wake up and my family's coming to town to see Dale. And it's like 11 a.m. I'm checking out of the hotel and I'm going to go to this coffee shop. It's like my favorite coffee shop ever. I'm just, I'm vibing. I'm on the phone with Haley. I'm telling her, just checked out of the hotel. I'm literally across the street from the hotel I just left. And I come up to this yield sign. I'm watching these cars go by. And then I see this truck just gunning it behind me. And I was like, I can either like pull forward and get T-boned and probably, die, or just sit here and take it. So I just sat there on the phone.
Yeah, what I'm going to do, sorry to interrupt you.
Okay, what you're going to do.
This is a crazy story, dude. And you told me this, you gave me a summary of the story.
Yeah.
I want you to tell the story. Okay. But it doesn't do justice for me to like smile and nod while you tell the story. So I'm going to react a little bit like I did. I'm gonna yeah.
You're gonna chalk it up a little.
People gotta know.
People gotta know. No, I mean it's
the yield sign though. This dude's coming up behind you, and
the annoying part about this is so far like we're probably 10 minutes into what I'm leaving in, and I'm just talking about me the whole time, which I swear to God I'm not trying to do. I just we're just fucking around on this episode. But anyways, yeah. So I see red truck. Can you believe that? Coming up behind me. I know it's shocking. Red truck coming at me. And he just hits me in the back. And just
was it like closer than it looked like it was when you saw it?
It was pretty close. Yeah. The mirror was a little deceiving and he just didn't yield. I was yielding. He didn't yield and crashed in the back of me. Gave me a pretty good scare, screamed like a little girl. And he busted out my back windshield and, bent up the whole back. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. It is weird. And I told you before too, there is this thing where it's like I was all weird and nervous on Friday about the shows and all this shit, and then I'm like all in my head that morning of like, oh, here we go, another night. It's my chance. All this all this, dumb shit that you make up to stress yourself out. And then when that dude hit me, it was almost like he like knocked the anxiety right out of my body. Yeah. Like I just was crazy, like, dude. I'm so relieved all of a sudden in this crazy way where it's like, oh, a real thing, like a real, threat dude. To my safety or security. Like
a few months ago, I was like having panic, or not. I was feeling panicky again. Just went through like a period of like depression and stuff. I'm like, oh, I think I'm just deal with anxiety. I guess
you go through your rounds.
Yeah, and my girlfriend was like, we need to go to the hospital. Like something's up. We got to figure it out. She had surgery to.
Is
fix
she
some
okay?
stuff.
I meant to ask you. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like, she can't. Depends on what your definition of okay is.
Okay.
No, she's great. I was going to make a joke about how she can't walk and she's better.
Sure.
No, she's doing great. Dude.
Okay, good.
But we had to go to the hospital, and like immediately when she like woke me up, she's like, "Go to the hospital." I was like, "Oh, I'm not anxious at all." Went to the hospital. I was like, "Okay, we're going to do a thing. We have to take her and get her fixed. It's very important. It's an emergency, but
get her fixed.
Yeah,
she's got a couple loose bolts. Yeah, we got to get in there.
All the anxiety just went away as soon as I had to like take care of her.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nothing.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, just get rear-ended and then you're not worried about a show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
my tip to all comics out there. If you're nervous about a show,
just drive recklessly.
Just try to get in a car accident. Yeah, just get really sore. Sore actually helps you on stage, is what I learned. Yeah. Anyways, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm a little banged up. Like I'm a little sore, but I'm okay. And
his car is pretty jacked up.
It's pretty jacked up. Yeah, I got a covered wagon out there right now. I got a white tarp over the back. And I sent it to Travis, and of course he was like, you couldn't get it clear. And I was like, fuck you, dude. Like I was doing the best I could, And then I had to, go do those shows. And the early show was the good one. The best one was that night. So we did that. And then we had the last show where my grandma and Haley were there, and my grandma got to meet Dale.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And like interact. He I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying this, and he's not going to listen anyways, but like his merch is he has 2 t-shirts and he holds them up one in front of the other. And the front one, he's like, I have 2 shirts. The first one says, I have a prescription, and it's got like his logo on there. And then he drops it, and the one behind it says, the pills aren't working. And of course my grandma wanted that one. So then we go like knock on her hotel door this morning, cause I got her like a separate room for me and Haley and all this stuff. And I go knock and I'm like, you ready? And she's like, yeah. And she like is walking out and she's wearing the t-shirt that says the pills aren't working. So then we like stopped for gas a few times on the road trip home. They had to follow me to make sure my car didn't fall apart or whatever. Right. And we'd like go into Weigel's or whatever, and she's wearing, it's suddenly very apparent to me that she's wearing a black t-shirt with giant white font that says the pills aren't working. I love it. Dude. And dudes would walk past her and be like, I love this shirt.
Heck yeah, man.
And she would be like, Dale Jones, the comedian, he's my favorite comedian. Like, she loves it, dude.
And it's great because if they have no idea what she's talking about, she's like, yeah, they're not working.
Right.
They're like, yeah, your shirt is.
Yes. They think she's making the whole thing up.
That's awesome.
Because the pills aren't working. Yeah, she had a good time. And it was good. That's cool. It was obviously not exactly what I had in mind for my big weekend in Chattanooga.
Yeah, shit happens, man. But that's
shit happens. And it became that thing too where it was like, do I email Danielle? Do I cancel the shows? Do I say, hey, I've just been in a car accident? Do I lead with that? Do I walk in and go, hey, give me some sympathy here? And then I was pretty quickly, I was like, well, I don't really want that. Like, I don't want to do good because they felt bad for me, So I just like did the show.
Yeah, you just go up and you're like, hey, everybody, how you doing? I just got in a car wreck.
Yeah. I did. I mean, I was trying to think, and we're comics, so as soon as anything bad happens, that's where like, there's a joke in here somewhere. Yeah. I was trying to think of ways to bring it up, but there was really no, like, it was 4 hours after it happened or whatever. Like, I didn't have time. So I didn't even bring it up. I just did the usual set and it went fine. And I'm fine. I'm okay. A lot of hassle and headache.
I'm glad you're all right, man, but that's rough.
Yeah. Well, have you ever been like a serious car accident?
I've been in a couple.
Yeah. The way you said that, you're like, yeah.
No good ones, though. But yeah.
I've been in a few myself.
They were all like when I was young. Knock on wood, dude. I don't ever want to get in one again. I was in like 3.
Do you have like driving anxiety at all? See, I have just a little. My mom is like incapacitated by it. Like not good.
I get pretty nervous. Well, whenever other people are driving me around.
That's where it gets me too.
I'm like, I try not to
especially
be that passenger
women.
driver. Dude.
Well,
they all are.
Just my one, women, honestly. Just my one woman. It's like it's not because she's a woman. It's because she's just a bad driver. Just coincidentally, she's just a bad driver.
It's funny because like whenever my girlfriend drives around, I probably like micromanage her from the passenger seat, but then whenever I'm driving, she does the same thing.
Oh, so, sure. Yeah, well, it's teamwork. It's all about teamwork. That's your co-pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a little anxiety. We got in a pretty bad one when I was like 9 or something. This lady T-boned us going like way faster than she should have been, and they had to like cut the roof off the car and like lift mom out and all that stuff.
Yeah, that sounds pretty rough.
It was pretty traumatic.
T-bones are rough.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, blah, 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 and then you see lights and all of a sudden, bam, you know.
I didn't see anything. I was so young. I had like just moved to the front seat, you know, like that age where you like can start sitting in the front.
Well, back when you could start sitting in
when you could, yeah, before the Tylenol hit.
You're like, I'm a big boy, and then boom. You're like, I don't like cars.
I don't like riding up front. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was scary. I had to, this is a weird, so I don't know if I've told this on the show or not. I don't think I have, but
no, you haven't, dude. I've listened to every episode.
Oh, that's right. No. You can check me on this. Yeah. I think 9, somewhere in that age. We got T-bone, and you know, it's that thing where it's like I was unconscious for a second for sure, and I woke up and there's like broken glass all in my hands, and
terrifying,
you know, the seatbelt and the smoke. Nobody ever talks about that, like from the airbags and shit. That like smoky and like disoriented, and you're 9, so
you're like, am I dying?
What the heck? Am I dead? Right. Yeah. So I turned over, and my mom is kind of like like slumped this way, like up against her driver's thing.
So she was out?
She was out. And so, but I reach over, of course I'm not. And I'm like, Mom, you know, and I like lift her hand and it just drops.
Oh, no, dude.
And so in my 9-year-old brain, I'm like, well, she's dead. And so I'm like freaking out and all this stuff. And then, I'm like,
she's dead.
I guess I'm not grounded anymore. No. So it was very traumatic, very scary stuff. And then I like kind of look over to my right, and this is almost 20 years ago now. So you know how memory is. But like I look over to my right, and there's like a guy in the window who's like, "You okay? You okay?" And I was like, "I think so." But I couldn't get my door open because the person hit us on the driver's side front of mom's car, and it kind of like wedged the whole front end in this weird way. So my door is jammed. And anyways, I can't get the door, and he like opened it. And of course, you know, glass falls and all that shit. And I like unbuckle or whatever and get out. And he's kind of with me, and then like the ambulance gets there and all these people get there. And then for years after, like to this day, I tell, and I'm sure, you know, Mom's listening right now, so she'll fact check the story when I see her. But like to this day, I have that image in my head of that guy's face. And I've always been like, who was that guy? And everybody's like, there's no guy there. Like when we got there, you were just sitting there on your own.
Really?
Yeah.
There's some term for that, but I've heard a lot of, there's like that third guy. It's a, yeah.
It's weirdness.
Some person just shows up and helps you in some horrible situation. And then, they weren't there.
And it wasn't like a, you know, it wasn't like a Christ-like figure. It wasn't like a vision of like, I wouldn't even necessarily call it like a religious experience. It was just a weird thing especially to a 9-year-old. Cause you're like, who's that
wild
grown man?
You were there by yourself and some dude got you out of the car.
Yeah. Yeah. And the crazy part is like, I could have never got out on my own. The way the door was wet. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make any sense at all.
Did I tell you that story? I might even told it on the podcast. So if I did, about drowning or whatever when I was a kid.
No.
Okay.
I also have a drowning story. Go ahead.
Dude, I hope we didn't have the same conversation. So I'm going to make it. So whenever I was little, we used to go to the beach, went to the pool, went to this like kind of trashy hotel.
Sure.
And the pool wasn't
Myrtle?
full. Yeah, Myrtle. Of course. Yeah, dude.
My guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like 6 or so.
Of course.
5 maybe. And when we got there, the pool wasn't full. So we go swimming in the pool anyway. I mean, it wasn't all the way. It wasn't filled up all the way. They were like fixing.
I'm just picturing like a foot of water in the pool.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of low. You know, they had to like get rid of a body and then get all the
somebody shit in the pool, so they had to drain it.
So like the pool wasn't all the way full. So we went swimming in the pool and stuff. And I guess I don't know. Anyway, we go do beach stuff, and like the next morning we come back to the pool. So the first day I realized I'm like 6 or so. I'm short, a little tiny kid. I realized, hey, I can go all the way out to the rope and touch the rope. I'm a big boy, you know. Look, Dad,
you're grown.
Yeah. Because the pool wasn't full, you know.
It's time.
So we go back the next day, and I'm like, "Yo, Dad, check this out. I can touch the rope." And my dad's like over here in a chair chilling.
Yeah.
And my stepmom
asleep.
Probably. And my stepmom and my stepsister are in the deep end of the pool, like being a fun little mom daughter. You know, I'm just over here by myself, being the weird kid in the making.
How much older is the sister?
She's a year older.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, so just us. Yeah. Just dad on the side, mom and sister over,
vibing
in the end, and I'm over here, and then
and you're over here.
I'm like, "Yo, Dad!" I jump out, miss the rope because I can't jump as far as I think I can.
Yeah,
the pool is full now, so I sink and
they filled it overnight.
Yeah, they've been filling it up. I guess they just there's
a hose in it.
It'd been filling up since we got there. Yeah.
There's a hose in it when you get there.
I remember correctly, my dad's like, "Can we swim in the pool?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead and get in there. It's about ready."
Yeah, like we haven't treated it with any chemicals yet. It's just garden.
There was a guy there for the rest of the week checking the water. I'm sure there was a body in there at some point. Yeah, so I just jumped out. Couldn't touch the rope. Sunk. Started drowning. I'm like, because I couldn't swim yet. My mom got swimming lessons for me the next summer.
Oh,
So,
good,
yeah.
good.
But I couldn't. I'm like thrashing around, choking and stuff.
Yeah.
And then my dad like picks me up under the armpits and sits me up on the side of the pool, like puts my waist over on the pool, and I'm hanging like onto the edge of the pool, my feet dangling in the water, coughing, throwing up, whatever. And I look up and my dad jumps up out of the chair and runs over and he's like, "You all right, buddy?" And he picks me up out of the water the rest of the way. And there's nobody behind me in the pool. Somebody just like picked me up and sit me up on the side.
But you felt that sensation of like hands.
Yeah, just hands on my armpits, just like when your dad throws you across the pool.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was nobody else.
Throws you up against the wall.
Yeah.
Because you interrupted him while he's trying to listen to Soundgarden.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
Do we not all go through that? Sorry.
It's wild, dude.
That moment too, when you're like, because for me it's just the vision of the face, but like to feel the physical touch of a person, or like just the thought that you actually physically lifted in the water. Is great. That is a weird.
Wild, yeah. An angel, ghost, third man, something.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, just grab.
Dude, I was just talking about this the other day. I was with Haley, and we were talking about this thing. I mean, dude, I've done enough episodes now to where as I start a story, I go, "Fuck, I talked about that last week." I don't know.
You probably like do that in conversation too. Like, did we talk about this?
I'm sure.
Was it yeah.
And it doesn't matter. But anyways, I was having a conversation with Haley recently where we were talking about these weird experiences because there was one in the family and stuff, and I just was like, what's funny? Like, if you would have asked me not that long ago about that stuff, I'd be like, that's all, bullshit. It's all coincidence. But I've had like just enough of those in life now to where I'm like, I don't know, man. There's something.
Yeah. I feel like something weird. Something is up.
Something's up sometimes.
What it is, but it's not quite what everybody's like. This is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's a little weird. Off. It's a little weird. I had a drowning thing too. We were at the lake, big money, with my dad and his, trashy girlfriend at the time or whatever, and we're like at a sometimes when you live out in the country, they take what is a lake and they just, I assume, take, some pickaxes and chop up the sod on the edge and call it a beach. That's sand. That's brown sand. You never seen brown sand?
You wade in about 10 feet and it turns into mushy mud.
Disgusting.
And you're like, if you jump up and down, you sink into your knees. Yeah,
this was out at I think Jacobs Creek, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Out on
it
South
gets
Holston.
pretty smushy out there.
Yeah, it's a pretty smushy beach. It's a smushy beach. And anyway, so we're out at Smushy Beach, and my dad had like put me on a float or something, but not like a tube, like a rectangular little kid's float or something, and kind of just like let me be up there a little bit. And I wasn't like a baby. I mean, I have a memory of it. So, I'm probably 7, 8, something like that, maybe. And anyways, they're up on the beach and I'm just kind of like right there. Beach. They're up on the dirt. And I'm kind of like right there. And then I just slipped off of it and like I couldn't swim.
You weren't a big swimmer? They're just like,
wasn't a big swimmer yet. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And I slipped off of it. And I guess, when you're I think maybe I just panicked. Like I was out a little further than I could touch. I do remember the feeling of like going under and coming back up, like thrashing, trying to get up. And that like my foot would touch the soggy, dirty bottom and then like push up to where I could kind of like get a breath.
Like the stuff that lives down there is going to eat my feet.
It's worse. Yeah. I'd rather just maybe die. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm like going down for like the third time. And I have the memory of just like him grabbing my wrist and pulling me like straight up out. And then I'm like on the beach coughing and stuff. But that's like the only part of that memory. I do know the only other part of that I know is that his girlfriend, they saw it like probably in real time, it all probably happened in a matter of seconds, but that she like was so panicked trying to get to me that she like stepped on her own lit cigarette somehow and burnt her foot. And then he was like very much more concerned with treating the burn on her foot than me. You know what I'm saying? Like as a kid, that's the one thing I remember of that story is like, fuck her, man. Like who cares that she stepped on it? She's trying to save my life. Why you? Anyways, again.
But it was your dad. It was actually,
that actually was him. That was not like a weird,
that's
like,
cool.
apparition.
Yeah, they were probably just sitting there watching it just like, don't go out there too far. Oh, he's about to fall over and then,
Yeah, 100%. They're like $5 as he falls in. Yeah.
I was drowning for like 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had a lot of near-death things. You ever had any serious head injuries at all?
I think only that I fell once skateboarding and it didn't knock me out, but I definitely got concussed. And then
that's gotta hurt.
I think the only time I've ever been knocked out was whenever one of those car wrecks. Like
you were out?
I was like 19 or so. Dude, I used to drive. So I worked at Walmart and then I worked at McDonald's and I went to college. So I was just tired all the time. Got to the point where I had like a little pickup truck and I had a mattress in the back. And I'd work at Walmart during the day, and then I would like go to class, and then I would sleep in the back of the truck, and then get up and work third shift at McDonald's.
Wow.
Sleep in the truck again, and then I'd come home like every 2 or 3
Was
days.
there a cover on this, or you're just out in the open?
Yeah, it was a camper top.
Okay,
yeah,
okay. I thought you just like chilling in the back.
I hate it when it rained, man.
Yeah, me too. I got a fucking tarp on my Subaru.
Important detail. Yeah, so I would just go home like every 2 or 3 days, but man, I'm getting grimy. Go take a shower. But I'd be driving home, dude.
I smell like Big Macs. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, that McDonald's smell. I was probably stinking, dude.
Yeah. Like day one, you're stinking.
20 years old.
But after 3 days, you're like, it's time. Yeah. It's time.
I bet everybody around me was like, that kid.
This guy smells.
Yeah. He's sleeping in his car.
He smells like a guy who sleeps in his truck after third shift at McDonald's. Yeah.
And I would like drive home every few days. And dude, I was so tired all the time. Just when you're young, you're like, oh, I don't need to sleep. Sleep for like 4 or 3 hours.
I do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one day you'll learn, boy.
It's already catching up.
One day you're gonna learn.
Yeah,
yeah. I would just drive home and I'd fall asleep on the interstate. I'd have to drive like 10 miles on the interstate. I would just so often, dude, probably like 10 times. I'd fall asleep on the interstate, wake up in the median, and just be like, "Whoa, I'm in the grass," and then I would like cut back over. Luckily, like every time, there was never a car there when I cut back over. This happened so much. Dude.
You can just so nonchalantly be like, yeah, like a dozen times. I just woke up in the fucking median.
I was like 20. I was so stupid, dude. So like I was driving
That's
home.
Crazy, dude. That's so dangerous.
I was hanging. Yeah, I'm so lucky. I was hanging out with one of my like one of my I was hanging out with one of my work friends, and till like 2 a.m. or something. One night just playing
after McDonald's.
Yeah. And just doing watching Adult Swim all night. I was like, I'm falling asleep on the couch. I got to go home. And I fell asleep on the way home. But I fell asleep like after I got off the interstate. I was just driving on a back road.
Even better.
So I wake up and there's grass. And I'm like, oh no, got to get back in. I thought I was in the median on the interstate. I'm just like, where's the interstate? I was just like swerving going down this like grassy hill. I was just like, where is the fucking road? Because I had done this so many times before. And I was like, it's not to the right. It's not to the left.
The fact that you have like a mental game plan for when you wake up in the median of the interstate, that you're like, here we go again. And then you have that moment where you're like, wait, this isn't my usual median.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was so stupid, insane. Dude. Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm looking for the road. I'm like, where is it? And I just see a tree coming closer and closer. I'm like, oh shit. And then I remember I'm thinking, I'm going to hit that tree.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to die. Oh no, I'm going to die in a car wreck. And then boom, I hit the tree.
You did.
Yeah. And then I just woke up and I was out for a little while because the airbags were deflated and it's just ding, ding, ding. Right. And there's like the dust from the airbags everywhere.
Answer the phone.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only time I've been knocked out.
Wait, so then what? I mean, so you wake up to the ding, 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 and then what? Did you have a cell phone at the time? You call 911?
I don't know if you talked about this just now or not. Like, you know how like all that shit happens, like the car wreck, the door won't open and stuff. Right. So like, my driver's door is against a bank. There's a tree like smashed. It's crazy how like newer cars too. Yeah, that shit just collapses whenever you like run into something. I guess they're designed to just crumble in a safe way. Right. Because like the pedals were on my shins and the dash was like right up here and I had to like squeeze out.
How fast were you going?
I was probably going, I mean, it was a country road, probably like 45, 55.
That's fast enough for a tree.
Yeah, I went 50 downhill into a tree. Yeah, it was rough, dude.
Did it take the tree down?
I think they came and cut it down, so it must have fucked it up. But I had a concussion.
They're like, this tree's ruined.
Yeah. I was like laying at home for like 3 days with a concussion, so like.
Just from driving tired.
Yeah, but I just like crawled out But I remember hearing the ding, 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 and my first thought was, "Oh no, it's going to explode!" You know, because
like a bomb going off.
That's what cars doing movies did. They wreck and they just go boom.
Yeah.
So I was like,
you played too much GTA,
and everything was like shaking. I don't know, you ever been concussed? It was all just like, like if you're drunk, I guess, and the Earth's just doing this. Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna explode. So I like crawled out of the passenger seat and then found my phone in the floorboard, and then went back out and crawled up that bank. To the main road. It was crazy because like
so you're like over the edge of
I like went down a bank and then hit a tree. Yeah. God. I must have just went straight into a curve, I guess. Actually, I mean, I know where it was. I went straight into a curve down a hill into like a cow field.
You ever drive past it now and be like, memories?
I used to be like, that's that tree about got me.
That's that tree. That's where it used to be. They cut it down.
Yeah. I had to like walk up the road like a quarter of a mile to get cell phone service to call because it's like out in the country. But I remember like I took my shirt off too and there was like glass stuck in my chest through my shirt. Yeah, that shit's crazy.
I had a pretty bad like seatbelt cut.
Oh yeah.
To it, like it had somehow like kind of turned itself sideways in our car wreck, so it had like basically cut into me. Ooh. And I had to kind of like yank it out of
you like pulled it out of your flesh.
A little bit. Yeah. So I used to have, when I was a kid especially, it was pretty noticeable. I don't think you can really see it now, but I used to have like fragments of a scar from like my right shoulder to my left hip, pretty much, where it just kind of like sliced in and like scraped me up and stuff. Yeah. Dang, we're telling so many happy stories on this episode, dude. This is what happens when you and I get in a room together after a long weekend.
Tell me about your wrecks.
These are happy little stories, dude.
My grandma, I remember I was out of it, dude. My mom was just like, she was like, my grandma lived with us and she was like, check on it. My grandma would wake me up and be like, hey, Dusty, what day is it? Where you at? All right. And I'd just go back to sleep.
Wait, so you didn't even go to the hospital or anything?
No, dude.
Shit. You just called a ride? I thought you were going to say, like, I called 911. They came.
I called my mom. Yeah.
What did you do with the truck?
We left it there, dude.
That's the guy's problem now?
No,
it's the farmer's problem?
I have no idea. I
Did you hit a cow, too? Is there a cow involved?
I guess they, like, called a cop. Somebody came and towed it off or whatever.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I was out of it, dude. It was kind of a blur for 2 or 3 days.
I would have loved to have been, like, the guy just driving my family home from church on a dark, windy country road, and then here's you walking, like, flipping glass out of your shirt, like,
oozing, yeah.
I gotta get back to work. What the fuck? What is this guy? Yeah. Oh my God. So that's the only like serious head trauma you think you've had?
Yeah, whenever I was in college.
That's a lot of head trauma though. Yeah. And that is how you became a stand-up comedian.
I guess, dude. I'm worried that it's going to get me in the end.
Oh, it will.
For a while I was going really hard. I was like eating broccoli sprouts all the time. I need to get back into that. I got the seeds and the growing container in the kitchen. I just don't use it. Yeah.
Wow. You're going hard. I don't know. I've had so much head trauma. It's really hard to trace like which one probably led me to stand-up comedy, but one of them for sure.
Yeah.
One of them. Do you know there is like a serious link between like famous, successful comics and head trauma?
I've heard a lot of names like a bit. Roseanne Barr like got jacked up. Who's that dude that was a preacher?
She got hit by a car.
The yellow guy. Kinison. Yeah, Sam Kinison supposed to get hit by a car.
Yep, same thing. Head trauma.
I don't think my personality. I think I might have gotten more depressed after that happened.
I probably got that too. Yeah. But that kind of goes in tandem with being a stand-up. I think there is like
because I didn't have a car. I don't know.
That's true. The truck's gone. How long until you got a new car after that?
It wasn't long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had so much money.
Did you...
I'm just kidding, dude. We didn't have a lot of money. It's a weird joke to make. Oh, we were rich. Just kidding. We weren't rich. No,
did you drive tired after that? Did you drive
no,
tired?
Dude. No. And
that scared you out of it?
I hadn't gotten a ticket since then. I've been such a careful driver. For like 20 years, 15 years.
That is annoying when you're like, oh my God, I almost died. And your whole family's like, we're just glad you're okay. And then somebody's like, hey, you're under arrest. By the way, $600 for that tree.
Yeah, you're not allowed to run into trees.
Yeah. That was honestly the most like obnoxious part about the whole wreck experience this weekend was like I had to wait for, the cop to show up and the police report and all that shit. And then I had to like be on the phone with my insurance all day and vacuum the glass out of my car and dust off. I had just bought I was like, you know what? It's a big weekend. I'm going to buy myself a new pair of shoes for the shows filled with glass because they were in the back and I had taken them out of the box. Yeah. Shoes are filled with glass. It's like very metaphorical, honestly. It's like this new untouched pair of shoes was full of glass. And then I had to like drive to a car wash and like hear all my window falling out as I'm like driving down the road. It was a lot, dude. It was a lot, but I'm okay. It could have been so much worse. That was another thought that like immediately hit me was like, oh, thank God he wasn't going any faster. Or thank God I didn't choose to pull forward and try to avoid him because I would have got T-boned and it'd be so much worse.
It's crazy how you gotta like look out for other people.
Yeah.
That's because there's only one of you, though, and a lot of other people. That's probably why it's usually the other guy. Yeah.
It's usually the other guy.
Statistics or something.
I just mean in general, rarely am I at fault. It's almost always the other guy. That's what I say.
Yeah, dude.
No, it's very often me.
Like a month ago, I was driving on the interstate. A couple months, it was like a year ago. Time is not real.
Time is a fleeting time-like thing.
Yeah, I was driving on the interstate.
It
was like dark. Somebody was,
She said that one time.
Yeah, she did. I was driving on the interstate a while back after dark, and there was a guy in front of me swerving all over the place. I was like, this guy's drunk. And I was like, should I pass him? And then I started to pass him, and then he like swerved over in the lane. I was like, he's going to hit me. And I was like, what's up with this guy? Then he just went over into the median, and I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that.
Boy, that takes me back.
I was like, you better watch out for the hump.
Watch out for trees, brother.
Yeah, he hit the hump like going 55.
Really?
He just hit like, those places where they pull across where the cops can pull over? Yeah, he was just over there bouncing. And I was like, oh shit, is this guy like drunk? What's up? And then he hit the place where the cop pulls around and he just hit like a ramp, dude. He goes up like...
You saw this in real time?
Yeah, I have the dash cam video. Yeah.
We're plugging the episode. Yeah. That is crazy, dude. How long ago was this?
It was like last year, probably. Yeah.
That's not long. That's insane. With as much time as I spend on the road, I've seen some insane shit. And honestly, less of it has even been since doing comedy. Most of it, like, dude, there was this one trip. We're just telling all kinds of happy little stories on this episode. There was this one trip where I was going up to West Virginia to like track. It was right after my grandpa passed away, and I was on this weird thing where I was trying to I had a photo of him in front of this bridge in this town, and I was like, that's how I'm going to spend my weekend, is like finding this bridge.
Did you get a photo
recreating the photo? Yeah, and I did, and it was really cool. Right on. Anyways, I'm like heading out on this thing, and this is honestly one of the gnarliest things I've ever seen in my life. Viewer discretion is advised. You might not like this story if you're listening, but I was coming up a highway, and it's like 2 lanes, one direction. And as I'm kind of coming around a bend, I see just like a person in the road, like waiting. So I slow down and I'm fine. And I move over, and I'm just like slowly creeping past at like 5 miles an hour, with my window down, like looking, and it's just happened. I'm like the first car to be back because it's out in the middle of nowhere. There was like a lady and a guy on I guess like a moped, I think, like a scooter thing. And there was a truck, like a big blue Ram or something that, from what I could gather, somehow they had like bumped on the side or collided, or one cut the other off or something. Anyways, the scooter had tipped. And I guess they're going pretty fast because it might not have been, it might have been like a legit bike because they had to be going pretty fast for this. Anyways, the guy that was driving was pretty scraped up and was like standing there. And as I like kind of creeped up past him, he had taken his coat off, which was all mangled up, and was laying it over kind of like the upper torso and head of his girlfriend, wife, whatever that was on the back. And she was, Dustin, I'm not kidding you, I bet her feet were 15 feet from her head.
That's like something that stays in your head.
Dude. Like when
a
bug hits a windshield, like that, like
damn
bad. And I was like the first one there besides the people in the truck and him. And so
that's terrifying, dude.
Well, honestly, that visual does stick. It's a terrible visual to think about. What sticks with me more though is the guy, because after I watch him like lay the blanket over her head, and then he like turned to look at me and realized I was like slowly, kind of watching and like passing by. I had my window down and I just said, brother, is there anything I could do for you? And he gave me this look that I will never forget. Like this guy is like, his whole life is over in that moment. And he just looked at me like empty, like there was nothing. That's how I describe, like there's nothing in this guy. He's just on autopilot. And he just goes, no. And I was just like, okay. And then I didn't know what to do. I mean, I just slowly pulled off, and then like other cars behind me started like
see you later,
showing up. Yeah, nice meeting you. It's one of those things we talked about where it's like I'll probably never see you again. Shoot. But I mean it was very like grotesque and gross, almost like a Walking Dead scene or something, like the visual. But the look in that guy's eyes was something that actually really did scare me. So anyways, that's like on the way up there. This is all one day. I go up there, I find the bridge, it's all good. I'm coming back. Same fucking highway. They're airlifting a guy out of a car that a tractor trailer crossed that highway into the oncoming lane, had flipped on its side and blocked both lanes, and cars had just been like piling into it. And they were airlifting a guy in a helicopter as I'm passing by, like maybe 10 miles from where that was that morning. That's same crazy. Highway. And I was like, what is, you ever have a day like that where you're like, I need to stay indoors today. Yeah, I think I'm going to die. Yeah. Anyways, happy little stories we're telling today. It's really good stuff. Yeah. But I've seen a lot of that stuff, man. I saw one time when I was coming back from college that was like, it was on 26 in Johnson City, which is a terrible highway. There's wrecks all the time and people fly. And it was like a Michael Bay movie, literally. Mm-hmm. Like as I'm probably 10 cars behind, and I see people slam brakes, and they're just piling into each other. And there happened to be an exit ramp right next to me. So I take the exit. And as I'm going up the exit ramp, I'm like looking back to my left, and I'm seeing car after car just slamming, just boom, boom. And like tossing up in the air, like 20 feet, in the, like rolling over each other. And I had to pull over on that one. I literally got to the top of the exit and like pulled over on the bridge and just watched this whole thing unfold and was like, what is going on? I mean, it was there's probably 20, 25 cars involved, and some of them were like flipping up in the air and stuff. It was crazy. It's so scary when you think about that stuff. It like, I can understand, like Michael Mullen was on here and he was like, yeah, I didn't want to drive until I was like 35.
I hate Michael Mullen, dude. Fucking nerd Rob Zombie. Fuck you, Michael Mullen.
I love it. No,
he's a cool
not
guy.
fuck you. I love Michael Mullen, dude.
His, man, I'm just messing.
That episode was fun, dude, because like that casino stuff.
I like that, hearing the inside scoop, man.
That was pretty cool because I'm not a gambler, so I have no awareness of it.
20 minutes, I was like, maybe I should like work at a casino.
You almost had me sold on it.
Right.
I bet you gather material fast. What's your favorite job that you've ever had besides stand-up? McDonald's.
I don't know, dude. Probably Walmart.
Really?
Yeah. I just don't.
How old were you?
It was when I was young. Back when I used to fall asleep and stuff.
That's when it's fun.
Yeah.
That's
used to skateboard in the parking lot, you know.
The old median racer, they call him.
I don't think I've ever had a job that I really like, man.
Yeah,
really.
I mean,
that's what sucks.
Jobs are jobs.
I'm really good at my what I've been doing, like my job now. I'm really good at it, but I don't like it.
Well, sometimes it's like the people that make it too.
Yeah. Well, the job is like I work in and again I like the job. Best job I've ever had. I fucking hate working.
Yeah.
And I don't like the work. And what I mean by that is like I'm good at like my job is like I'm a IT help desk. Have you ever seen the IT crowd? Somebody calls and they're like, help, my computer's broken, and then I fix it or I go fix it. And then
that's my best friend Will. Shout out to Will.
Word. There's some other like little projects and stuff, you know, but it's mostly that's the like if you work at Walmart, your job is customer service. Mm-hmm. You stock shelves and shit, but mostly your job there is to like, well, it's stock shelves.
Deal
and,
with assholes
people,
all day.
Yeah, where are the fritter? Why can't I think of anything? Where are the cans of beans?
Right, where are the cans of beans? And you're like, you're with the TVs right now.
Yeah.
So over there. Yeah.
Right. So like, my job is just like. People that can't use computers very well or as good as me, people that aren't on my level, I fix the problems that they have.
Probably once a day, I'm standing in my buddy Will's office, who is exactly your job, but for our credit union. Yeah. And he'll get a call from some member of some branch of ours who's like, hey, I don't know what to do. And it's like, you know, what? Like, it's just like the most easy thing. Yeah, I understand. It's just the like crazy. Mundane, like repetitive kind of like... Yeah, and you're like, why can't you guys just figure this out on your own? Right.
And I've been in it so long. Like, I've been doing that kind of work. The cool thing is, like, I was working at McDonald's, and I went to...
That is a cool thing.
Yeah, and there are all these other people there, and they worked with me. They were all on drugs. I was like the only sober one. I was like, I'm so smart, but they were just high.
I believe that.
Yeah. But, like...
Yeah, I'm so much better
McDonald's
than
is...
Bad.
So yeah, McDonald's. I bet you know the stories.
15 of my 21 episodes, the person's worked at McDonald's, dude. Everybody's worked.
Yeah, because you've had a lot of you had some comedians on.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, I have
everybody. I think that's like rite of passage, dude. You got to work at McDonald's. So
I never did McDonald's.
Learn what you don't want from life.
I did Starbucks. I was classier.
Yeah, dude.
Or so they make you think.
I was at my favorite coffee place. You know, I don't have a favorite coffee place because I didn't work at Starbucks.
Oh, it's not my favorite. It's so bad.
But like, dude, I worked at McDonald's. Several times.
Off and on.
Dude, for a while, McDonald's was my, like, I need money and I'm in between jobs. I'll just work at McDonald's real quick. Like, I think that's what a lot of people do. I would spend, like...
Dude, I'll just work at McDonald's real quick.
Yeah, I was like, how hard? I mean...
rent's due. I got to go work for McDonald's again for a week.
Yeah, like, I was a hotel manager for a while, right?
Okay.
And...
that sounds like a decent job.
It was pretty cool. But...
Did you just direct other people, or did you have to do stuff?
You know, I did, yeah, but I had like a staff of like 5 people. That's so you know those little shitty hotels where the doors are on the outside? They're motels. Is that what they're called?
Motels.
Yeah, it was one of those. It was a hotel where we had a woman and we had a couple that were long-term renters. They just paid by the week.
Right.
They were from like up Northern Virginia.
Do they get a discounted rate?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah, so they're from Northern Virginia, and the cops came and busted the door down, the hotel room door down, because they were selling crack out of the door or out of the hotel room.
Right, out of the door.
Yeah, yeah. So they broke the door down. I was like, damn it! I had to like arrange for like a door guy to come put in a new door and take that, put that into QuickBooks.
And then it ain't going to match.
Yeah. Call the owner and be like, somebody broke it. The cops broke a door because it turns out like if the cops break the door down, they don't pay for the door.
Really?
Yeah. So like
that's insane.
Yeah. So they break the door down. They arrest the husband, and there's like a wife and a baby. It's a husband, a wife, and a baby that live there. So the wife.
So many happy little stories.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, wife, are you and the baby still gonna stay here? Like, I mean, and in retrospect, I was pretty young too, but probably shouldn't have let him.
Wait, how old are you at this time?
Late 20s, probably 28.
So you're like 28, and you're talking to this 40-year-old crackhead and her baby, and you're like, "So you guys got the rent for this week? Like it's coming out?" Yeah.
So I don't know what I was thinking or how this worked out, but they stayed. I guess they paid, and I was like, "Well, the guy dealing the drugs, he's in jail now." So like a week later, the cops come back and break the door down again because turns out the woman is still selling crack, you know. So anyway, I worked at. It's so dumb.
That's so funny.
I was such an idiot.
Was there a point when the cops came to you and were like, "Listen, don't let the baby stay"? Like, did you go to the baby and go, "Now, are you going to be staying with us another few weeks?"
Yeah, dude.
The cops come back because the baby's selling
What's crazy? Yeah, he was selling crack still. You know. No, I kicked the baby out, dude. I was like, "You can't stay here, baby. You gotta go." You know what they say? Like, fool me once. So. Yeah.
Fool me once. Sell crack in my hotel room once. Joke's on me, dude. Yeah. Sell crack in my motel room twice. Hit the road, baby.
Yeah, 2 doors, man. So like that.
2 doors down.
Yeah,
dude.
blank sheriff's department. You know, I called him twice. I was like, "Can you guys literally, dude?" The second time I was like,
please stop breaking down." Were you like, "I'll give you the key. You don't have to break down the door. I'm here."
Well, here's the thing.
I'll give you the key.
Such a sad. I was so dumb, dude. Because like I called him and I was like, "This is the second door. You know, this is getting like
this is the craziest story.
Like, obviously, if I knew this was happening, they wouldn't have a room.
Right.
Next time you guys are coming down, can you tell me and I'll just let you in?" And they're like, "Oh, we can't tell you when we're gonna raid." You know, it's like a surprise.
You can't
know? Yeah.
It's a surprise.
Yeah.
That would be pretty bad. They call a 28-year-old motel manager and they're like, "Listen, tomorrow at 9, we're busting that motherfucker."
Yeah.
Turns out you were the one behind the whole crack operation the whole time.
I'm just stupid and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm telling everybody else."
Going to the rooms, right? If you hear something,
don't say anything to 13. But yeah,
everybody put your "Do Not Disturb" sticker on the outside, hang it on the door. So here's the question: if you have your "Do Not Disturb" flag on the outside of the door, can the police department break the door down? Is that against the "Do Not Disturb"?
Like disturbing the peace,
right? Do they see it and it's like, you know, fucking like a cross to vampires? They're like, "Fuck, we can't go in there."
Like, you ain't the boss. It's like a challenge. Yeah.
I gotta go in through the window.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool job.
Don't say anything to 13. Is so funny. Oh my god!
I was way too young, man. It's like I was.
How long did you work there?
I was there. Check this. No. I'm talking it up now. For like a year, a little bit more than a year. But like,
okay,
it was just
how quick into this year did you realize this couple's selling crack out of my hotel?
Yeah, that was pretty early on.
Okay, sure.
That was like 3 months in.
Well, kudos. Honestly, wait, hold on.
After about 6 months, I really got the hang of it. So.
3 months of being like, an awful lot of people are coming and going from 13. Yeah. Something's going on in there.
Yeah.
Boy, they want to see that baby. Everybody is coming to take a peek at that baby.
No, actually, what I started doing is we had a long-term renter. I put them like, because whenever I manage, a lot of the hotels are like this. Yeah. The manager lives at the hotel.
So wait, so you live there?
Yeah.
So you're like, "Please stop waking me up in the middle of the night."
The front desk was like, it's like you walk in, there's a front desk, you know, and then they usually have a like little shitty breakfast with the coffee things.
Oh yeah.
So like
I live off those.
There's a door behind the front desk. You go through that door. Usually that ends up in the manager's apartment.
Really?
Yeah. They had taken 2 hotel rooms, or what would have been 2 hotel rooms, blew the wall out. I got a big double room sized apartment. And so
2 bathrooms.
You ever been in one of those hotels that says ring door for hotels that say ring bell for service? What's probably happening is you're ringing the bell, and that's waking the guy up in his apartment.
Oh my
god! Like, that's why they come out and they're like, "Ugh."
That's crazy.
Yeah, I had a doorbell above my bed, so if you ring the bell up front that says ring bell for service, at the front door's locked. You know, on the front door, you ring that bell, it buzzes above my bed. I jump up, put my clothes on real quick, and run out.
That's crazy. And you've been up 30 seconds.
Yeah, and I only got to have 2 front desk employees. So I'd usually work a double shift, and I'd have one person work. So I'd work 16 hours, they'd work 8, and I'd sleep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I got like a free apartment, so I didn't have to pay rent.
That was nice. Cool. But you also got paid some salary, right? They weren't just like
no, just the apartment.
That's it?
No, I got paid salary.
Okay.
I got $600 a week too, man. I was like, I am balling now.
That's big money in 09.
Yeah.
Big money.
I went and bought, first thing I bought, giant ass microwave.
All right.
But I bought first thing I did is I bought like new dishes because I was eating off like styrofoam plates and stuff. So I was going to get some legit Walmart dishes.
Some nice stuff.
Yeah, I got the coolest.
High quality plastic.
The coolest Walmart plates and stuff I could find.
Right. Some mainstays.
Yeah. And you ever like watch the chef shows where they put in the food back in the day on these like big ass square plates?
Oh, yeah.
Bought those.
Big squares. Yeah.
Turns out can't put a big ass square plate in a small microwave. It doesn't turn, dude. So then I bought a big ass microwave. Yeah. But I was like, I'm balling.
You went so hard on your plate game that you had to buy a new microwave.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I should have just took the plates back.
That's crazy. Yeah. You know what my number one, this made me think of this. My number one complaint with Crumble cookies, are you aware of them? You know Crumble?
I've heard of them, dude.
They come in
cookies,
big old boxes. Big rectangular boxes.
You buy them like one at a time, right? You buy these big decorated. It's like Krispy Kreme donuts, but cookies.
I'm not buying them one at a time. Look at me. I'm buying them 20 at a time. No, they come in like 4-pack, 6-pack, 12-pack, whatever. I think 4-pack is the standard because they are huge. You're right. And they're loaded with shit. But the box is so wide that it can't fit in the microwave. But there's instructions on the box on how long to microwave them in order to heat your cookies up. But you have to take them out and put them on a plate, a big square plate, and then put them in your big fancy microwave that you bought because you bought big square plates, and then microwave it. But why even have the microwave instructions on the box if you can't use the box at all? See what I'm saying here?
They're pretty bougie cookies.
I have a real problem. They're real bougie.
They're for people with big ass microwaves.
That's what it is. I think I have a small microwave. You could probably put the whole box in the oven.
You ever like microwave like desserts? I feel like you get about 10 seconds, dude. After about 10 or 15, then they go from like cold in the middle to like,
dude, a Krispy Kreme donut turns into molten lava after about 6 seconds.
And what is it about? I guess it's just because it's all starches. Like if you ever microwave a piece of bread, if you ever just want some hot bread, dude, put that shit in there. After like 10 seconds. Now that
sounds like the meal of a hotel manager, dude. It's like hot bread.
It's like picking up a wet paper towel. You know, it's just mush. Yeah.
Gross. Yeah, you can't make toast in a microwave. You can't do it. It can't be done.
This hotel was actually owned by like an Indian family. Okay,
I knew that before you.
Yeah. Right. So but
you said it's a motel. I got it.
Yeah, the guy that owned it though, he was from like out of state or out of town. So it was like his cousin running the hotel.
Right.
So what happened was
it's in the family.
Yeah. So his cousin, I got a job there. I was like, you guys, maybe I saw a sign hiring, but they hired a nighttime auditor, and that's the guy who sits at the front desk, and every day they take all the little slips like. So-and-so's in room 1. They paid. Anyway, you just take all the receipts, you put them into QuickBooks, and you make sure the number matches the total.
Yeah.
That's all. And you just sit there in case anybody wants to come check in after 11 p.m.
Right. That's pretty easy.
I had to like learn to check people in and run a credit card for the like one time every 2 or 3 days when somebody would check in really late.
Also, this is not like a Ritz-Carlton we're talking about. This is like a place,
this is like I can't think, the shittiest hotel that's not the name of the hotel. It was like one of those like Nights In.
Oh, I know a Nights In.
I think they're closed down now. But
there's a few. There's one in Nashville. Every time you see like stabbing today at the Nights In, it's always It was one of those. Yeah. So, but it was a cool job because that's probably my favorite job actually. Until I got the nighttime auditor job was my favorite because I was just out front for 8 hours. I had to check. But you didn't get the apartment though, right?
No, not until I got the promotion.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a huge promotion to go. Not only do you get more money, that room back there. That's yours.
Yeah.
You know that big ass microwave? It's all yours, buddy.
Coffee, donuts out here, all you can eat.
Oh, did you have continental breakfast every day?
I mean, yeah. What is the definition of continental? What we did is we had frozen donuts. And I took them out an hour or two early so it would thaw, and I made a pot of coffee. So I had that.
Continental. That's pretty good.
We had juice, and I would change the juice when it spoiled. When it started like smell like alcohol. It was in like a coffee. I would just put the whole coffee thing in the fridge, and then once the juice came out like smelling like alcohol and vinegar, I would change it.
As soon as half the lobby's hammered at breakfast, you're like, it's time to swap the apple juice.
That was cool because I would just work for about an hour a day, and I bought a laptop on eBay, and I played Call of Duty at the front desk.
Really?
Just for 7 hours a night.
Wow.
And
that is a pretty sweet job.
That was it was right after I tried to run for Congress too. Because my Facebook page was like all this like stuff about campaign.
For anyone who doesn't recall, go revisit Dustin's episode. It's the first one, right? Episode 1 of the show when I found out that he fucking tried to run for Congress. So you go from so give me the timeline here. So you're working at McDonald's, crash your truck into a tree, then you go, I'm going to run for Congress. And then
somebody needs to fix these roads.
And then you're buying a big ass microwave to fit all these big square plates.
Yeah, there's a few gaps in there, but that's the story essentially. Yeah.
Now you're a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
You have seen some life, my friend. You have lived.
It's nothing. There's been a lot of it, but it hasn't been like anything to make a movie about.
Man, you got to tell your kids all this one day. You got to fucking sit them down and go, listen, we've seen some stuff.
Yeah.
We've done some stuff.
You
going to have kids?
No, dude.
Why?
And we talked about this.
Why?
I don't have a dick.
Just Oh, that's right. That's my bad.
I just don't want an 18-year responsibility.
Yeah, it's a lot.
My girlfriend's daughter is almost 18, and
oh, really? Oh, I thought she was a lot younger than that.
No, and it's so stressful.
I don't know. Also, that sounded creepy the way I said it. Sorry, I didn't mean to be like, really? Is that so? No, in my head, she had like a little daughter, I thought.
Yeah, she's
I actually thought that because I bet you're really fun with little kids. I bet they like you a lot.
Kids love me and I love kids.
Don't you have that also sounds weird.
But it's so stressful, dude. Like I guess like teenager and
a daughter,
female teenager.
An 18-year-old girl, there's nothing worse maybe.
Yeah, so that's really stressful. She's super cool. But yeah, I could not do that from scratch.
No.
Like 18 years. And then like also like if you have a kid, like you're like, oh, you're 18, congrats. So get out of my house and fuck off. It's like, I would imagine, because like I used to be at work.
Yeah.
And I would be like, I hope my dog is okay. So
worried.
Like, I can't imagine being like, I don't know, I hope my 22-year-old daughter who dates guys on Tinder is okay.
Yeah.
She's probably getting hammered right now,
Dude, imagine, like, so when I got in the car wreck this weekend, I was on the phone with Haley through my hands-free, and she's through her hands-free. My grandma's in the passenger seat on the speakerphone with Mom. So all of a sudden, all three of them are like, I'm panicked, and I'm just like, gotta go.
Did you just crash your car?
Yes.
I can't imagine, like, everybody that you love listening to your car wreck.
I basically live streamed my car wreck, and they were all like, what the hell?
Anyway, oh my God!
Yeah, live has ended.
Nathaniel, okay? Oh,
it was not good. It was not one of my brighter moments, but I mean, here we are, The funny thing too is like, I have so much to do, like I have so much work to do this week and editing. Like it's a holiday week. Like life doesn't stop for you. That's another thing that like has been apparent to me in the last, cause there is a part of you that's like, I've just been through something kind of serious a little, and I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not injured. Like I don't want to indulge too much in it, but there is a little piece of you that goes, I need to like sit down for 5 minutes, and just like chill out. But it's like life. I feel like that doesn't let you.
If I hang out with people 3 days a week, I'm like, oh, I need to just relax. So like,
God, all this
car wrecks will really drain you.
I know. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm the same way. Like, and people don't understand that about like being a stand-up. Like I used to have a bit about this in my act where I'm like, I don't mind being up here talking to all of you, but if like one of you corners me at the bar, I'm going to have a panic attack. Like, I don't want to hang out, it's a different thing. Even this, like, I love that you're here and I love that I do this and that guests come. No, I really do. And I'm very glad that it's you on this one. Cause I knew that we could just find something and tell all these happy little stories. I didn't have to like prep, it's just like a comforting thing, but it is weird that like life doesn't slow at all. You have to just keep moving. That's another thing about like having kids that we were talking about is like, when shit happens to you, she's got to eat 3 meals a day and she's got to, needs new clothes because it's August and we're about to start school. Like you have to kind of keep doing the thing.
Do you feel, in your relationship, do you feel like you have an obligation now, like a duty? This might be some old school, like, patriarchal shit. But do you feel
to hit her?
Yeah, just to make her. No,
it's not a duty. It's a pleasure.
No, just like to make her understand.
Right, to mansplain.
No, like, do you feel like do you feel stress about having to make sure that that you have like a place to live, or like if something happens with her job that you, because I do. When you're single, it's like, man, there's not a lot. If you don't let yourself, there's not a lot you got to worry about.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm so happy right now because my girlfriend's listening. But like, no, I'm
I couldn't be happier.
She's
Love
so
you.
cool, dude. She's so cool. Like,
she is cool. Your girlfriend is very cool.
So glad I met her. But yeah, like it's a lot more stressful.
You and me attempting genuine emotion. I'm so happy, babe. I swear.
It is so cool.
Press 3 for joy. Yeah.
But like, damn, dude, it's a lot more stressful when you have to worry about anybody else's happiness. There's also a mistake that you can make where you think that you can make other people happy.
Yes.
Because I don't want to like confuse the listeners whenever I say this. But like, I feel like
I like the way you said that. Very sultry.
Yeah, dude. I do voice acting.
Whoa, dude.
It's probably because I'm on the microphone.
It's like a different guy. But that sounds like a hotel manager, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Are your towels okay? Yeah. I don't know. Whatever hotel questions you would ask.
Yeah.
Are you still selling crack in room 13?
Every time. Do we need to send a door up there?
We need another door.
You guys need a door.
Hit us with another round of doors.
That was worse than like one lady sat on the toilet and broke it. She was a big lady.
Oh yeah.
But it was way worse than when the doors were broken.
When those people were selling crack, the toilet was way worse.
But it's stressful, like feeling like I'm a little bit responsible to make sure somebody else is happy. Like I know I'm not. It's a mistake to be like to feel that you're responsible for another person's happiness because you can't make somebody else happy. It's us putting
this on ourselves. Let's make that very clear.
But also like, man, like I want her to be happy, and I feel like I can do stuff to make that happen. But also, it's stressful to make sure that I do stuff that can make her happy.
Yeah.
And that sounds weird and circular and selfish.
That's true.
But,
well, it's true. It's a human thing. And I think kind of in that same vein, one of the hardest things for me to navigate in like my relationship with Haley, for sure, probably more than anywhere else, but really just all of life is like when I care about a person, to let them go through something hard or let them be in pain, you know, physical or emotional. Like when I know Haley's going through something. And then there is that part of you that goes, you kind of just, a little bit like to go, well, yeah, but there's something on the other side of this, you know, like reminding yourself of that and like trying to be supportive without being overwhelming or like trying to tell her what to do. Navigating those situations has been tough. Like Haley, since we've been together, you know, our lives have changed a ton. I mean, when she met me, I worked at a school, I was substituting and I had just started stand up. Like, it's a different fucking world, you know, in 3 years. It's so different. And she like was, you know, new to pharmacy school, which she's almost done with now. And like we've both lost family members and grandparents and all that. Like we've navigated a lot of life challenges together. But yeah, those moments of like a big one for her has been like social stuff. Like she has a really difficult time navigating friendships and relationships and stuff because girls are mean, dude. Fucking girls are the worst.
It's crazy.
It's the worst. And she's not. She's so sweet and genuine and like, you know, gives her heart to everyone. And of course they abuse it. So in those moments to not like snap into protector mode a little bit and go like, fuck you, you hurt my, you know, this person that I love and just kind of let her be hurt. That's weird for me. That's tough because you want to just, you want to scoop her up and go, it's okay. It's all going to be okay. But then you know that probably does more damage than the actual thing.
Yeah, right.
You got to kind of let her do that. And that almost sounds a little egotistical in that like I think I'm better than her. I know the answers. She does it to me all the time. There's been a billion, you know, this weekend she fucking was on the phone while I got in a car crash. Like there was definitely a part of her that was like, she even said, her and my grandma both were like, we're coming to you. We're going to go get everything you need. We're going to help you clean up all this stuff. And I was like, I don't want you to do that. We had already made these plans to like go to the aquarium and have a nice lunch. And then they're coming to the show later. So I said, what I really need you guys to do is just go do all that, go to the aquarium and stuff. I just can't join you right now. I just have some stuff I have to handle right now. So I need you to do that. And I know both of them, especially, it's really hard in their shoes and that to do that. But they did. They knew that it would stress me out more to come and just, like I don't need that panic in the room while I'm trying to deal with this. So they just went and had the day. But like in their shoes, you know, just walking around Tennessee Aquarium knowing that your boyfriend or your grandson just got in a car accident and he's asking you to not help. That's tough.
Yeah, right.
That's a tough thing. That's really hard for me. And I'm also just a bad partner. I'm really bad at it. So almost everything in a relationship is pretty hard for me.
It sounds like
if I'm telling the truth.
I mean, hopefully both of us, hopefully this is indicative of the fact that we are self-aware. And
I'm
that
self-aware.
We're still improving, that we're not like, oh, I'm done. This is me forever now. If you like me, take me or leave me. You know, like I feel like we're both making changes still.
Works in progress. I think
evolving.
So. I think I'm evolving. I also think that in a lot of ways, like being in the relationship with Haley has kind of shown me that I didn't really know a whole lot about being in a relationship. You know what I mean? Because like prior to her, I was in one longer-ish term relationship and then a bunch of short stuff that didn't really matter. But I was so young that it's like, you know, it's like high school and early college and shit. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Now it's like, yeah, we lost grandparents this year. I crashed my car this weekend. Like actual life shit. You know, back then it was like, ugh, I'm working at the movies and I can't make enough to pay for Carrabba's on the weekends or what, like whatever my stressor was at 19 is like, who gives a fuck now? I don't care.
I kind of wonder if that keeps happening. Like I've been in a few big relationships and like this one is like it's changed me a lot. Like, does that happen? Do you just go every time you're like,
I think so.
In it deep with somebody, you change a little bit? Cause like this one it's real nice, dude. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Good.
But like this is the first one where I've felt like I can really just be myself a lot. And like, my girlfriend's like really weird.
Me too.
In the same way that I'm weird.
She is weird.
But like I'll be weird and she'll be like, I like how you're weird. And she'll say something.
We should be weird together.
We play off each other, man. And I felt like embarrassed about myself in certain respects in several past relationships.
Right. Like you didn't want to be yourself out of fear of like the reaction or judgment to it or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's like you kind of sold them this image that wasn't the true you.
Yeah.
And also, then you're locked in.
Maybe I'm getting older now too. And I'm like, full of contradictions, dude. Because I'm like, take me or leave me, man.
Yeah. You've also changed so much that it's like it wouldn't make sense if who you are now fit a past partner. You know what I mean? Like
that's I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be like, man, he's always been that way, you know?
Right.
Because like I've been like we were talking about, dude. I was driving home, fucking running off the interstate
in the median.
Yeah, and then being like an idiot, just letting crackheads live at the hotel. Like I was a dummy so much in the past. Probably still a dumbass.
Still am.
But hopefully that means that I'm getting wiser and wiser and eventually.
I don't think we ever get there. Yeah. But I do think that, every time you come on, you'll be like, I used to be such a moron last time we recorded. You know, and then next time. And you'll be correct every time. That's like part of the thing.
Ideally, man.
Ideally. Some people go backwards. I know a few. Yeah. The interesting thing with the relationship side of stuff too is like I think a big thing for me in the past was kind of what you're saying. It was like self-image, but more just like self-image in relation to like my upbringing and stuff. Like my ex-girlfriend in high school was very rich and the family was very, involved like politically and socially, locally, all this stuff to where it's like, it's kind of like, it wasn't really implicit. It was pretty direct at times of like, he doesn't belong in this house. You know what I mean? Yeah. And just really from one particular member of the family, which I'll maybe omit, but the vibe very much. And again, a lot of that is also, I will take some credit and say a lot of that is this chip on my shoulder of like, I grew up in a single wide trailer with holes in the floor in the woods. So I have this idea that that's what I am. And that's all I'll ever be. You know what I mean? So it's like when I go into a 3-story house in a gated community, I'm just naturally uncomfortable. But it was very hard for me to convey that without sounding like I hate your family or I hate your way of life. It was just I don't fit in here and they don't do anything to make me feel that I do. Yeah. Was like kind of the feeling. But like now, Haley's family is way better off than my family. But they've met and they get along and they're great. And I'm great with her family, and she's great with mine. I mean, she was in the car for 7.5 hours with my grandma alone all weekend. Like, they get along great. Yeah. So I think that part of that might be age too, or part of that is just, whatever the reason, that's a super big relief too. When you're like, oh, not only can I be myself, Haley can be herself around my family. That's a nice thing.
I think it's just compatibility, man. I think it's just like whether the way you grew up is compatible with the way she grew up, because like those are the people that raised you. So
right. And also there's a certain level of that, like the older shit of coming from where I came from, that was like probably some embarrassment of like I didn't want to tell, if you asked me where I grew up, I probably lied to you. You know what I mean? And it's like now at this age I wouldn't do that. I'm proud of it. In fact, it's pretty much made my whole quote unquote career as like a comedian.
Hopefully you grow out of that. I guess if you don't, then you just
I think so
move away and then you never come back.
Dude, one of the interesting parts about it too is like on the flip side of it, my girlfriend at the time had almost the same like identity, embarrassment, self issues in reverse, where she would like if people asked how much, how rich their family was or what her father did for a living or all these things, she would downplay it. She would like try to pretend like they weren't as rich as they. She was like embarrassed by how well off they were and try to downplay. And then I'm coming from the opposite where I was like, no, man, we had great stuff. Like we're just trying to,
people are weird, dude.
A lot of that's youth probably. Cause we're like 17 to 19 and a half at the time or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, that's a weird time.
You can understand. was the internet what it is now then? I mean, that was only like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I had probably had like a Facebook account by then.
I mean, I wonder if
Instagram,
that's
I guess.
Is that a thing now? I feel like now that's not as much of, but maybe it's because I'm outside of it because I'm older.
That's true.
I feel like now it's not like people don't care so much if you're from Appalachia or if you have money or if you're super. I mean, if you're a billionaire, then they hate you. But other than that, dude, I feel like,
yeah, that's true. I think the internet. I mean, obviously, has done a lot of harm, but it has kind of evened the playing field in a lot of ways too, where it's like information is so universally accessible now that there's not that, it used to be a thing of like, and this is kind of a sidebar, but like, let's say 300 years ago, if you knew what a giraffe looked like, you had a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like you could afford a book that showed you a picture of a giraffe. Isn't that weird to think about? Now it's like you fucking ask Siri and there's 4 billion photos of giraffes.
It is crazy.
But it has kind of like even the information side of it too.
I feel like now all it is, it's like, now we are on the same playing field, and now we can like
hate each other.
It's a battle of. It's not really, but it seems like a battle of wits. Because what you're saying is, whenever you lie about your upbringing, she lies about hers. Is you're saying you're not better than me,
right?
Just because you got money, and she's saying you're not better than me just because you don't have the opportunity to help other people and have decided not to do that. So like when now it's just level. Now it's just like you're out trying to out meme each other. 20 comments deep on a Reddit post. That's what matters.
I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've actually thought about, what do you think about this idea of like having a guest in here? And I don't know, it'd be difficult to source this, but having a guest in here who is pretty young, like probably 18, of like, what is life for you? Because like I'm only 26, but I feel as though having a conversation with an 18-year-old, we have almost nothing in common.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's that fast. It's changed that. Also, it doesn't help that I was raised in a home with 60-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like I'm a little maybe older than most other 26-year-olds too.
There's a lot of change that happened, but also like it's probably that brain stuff. Like supposedly your brain's still changing until like you're 23 or 25 or something. But yeah, dude, I mean, until you have that whole being put out into the world thing happen, like, I don't know. Like you're like, my girlfriend's daughter is she's almost 18. She's still a child though. Like,
yes,
she's not good. Whenever you go out into the world, that's when
when you live alone and you pay your own bills and you have a car.
That's when you start like carving out what you're actually like,
Right. Yeah. And I think in many ways I would almost consider myself very late to that objective. Like I think really just in the last year of living here have I really, and I know pieces, like I've been in stand up coming up on 4 years. So I know that that's a huge piece of my identity.
Yeah, right.
And I know that that's a huge passion of mine and all that shit. And like, music and all that. I know all these things that make me who I am, but like to have my own space like this for the last year and to create like this show and this room and all these things and like basically create 7 days a week. What is my life? That I think is where it starts to change. So I don't know that it's necessarily an age thing so much as like, well, for me, a lot of it was like socioeconomic. Like as soon as I got the job, got the degree, got the job that could afford to build a life for myself. And it's not great. I mean, I have a little, meager little apartment here. I'm not living at the fucking, Nights Inn or whatever, but it's fine. Nice. It's fine.
He has a bidet in all 3 bathrooms.
I have a bidet in the kitchen. That's how fucking nice this place is, dude. If you want to shit in my kitchen, you can. It's nothing crazy. And it's, it's in a little town of Bristol. I'm not trying to romanticize how well I'm doing or anything. Just to have a space, really, honestly, for maybe the first time in my life, that sometimes I come home from work, put my keys down, I sit on the couch in silence and just go,
oh yeah.
Right. I feel like that is a huge shift in life when you go, I'm home.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
And some people maybe get that earlier. I think a lot of that has to do with my upbringing that I never really necessarily felt at home. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's more of a me thing, probably. Everything I've ever said probably is just a me thing. Like, that's the other thing about, we could do 4 hours of you and I pontificating about all these meanings of life and navigating relationships, but it's just what traumas we've bounced off of navigating this life. That's all it is.
It really is. That's true. Yeah.
And then you do the voice. It's all just like fear. Like all of life is like, what were you scared of and which direction did you run?
It really is, man.
That's next. Yeah. That's next. Whichever way you ran, that's hit a tree.
Like most of it's
go that way.
Most of it's like running and reacting instead of like, I'm going to go towards this.
Right.
So it feels so crazy and feels so good whenever you do. I guess like with the podcast stuff, when you do that thing, you're like, you're like moving towards, you're like like an achievement. Oh, it's so late, dude. I'm so tired. But you're going towards a thing, you know?
Yes. Well, when you have like an objective, yeah.
Yeah, versus like just reacting like this.
Right.
This, I don't know how you're feeling. You're probably miserable, but this kind of stuff makes me happy. This is the only
like
thing.
Doing something productive.
Yeah, and I guess what does that mean? Like doing something productive is like I want to do a thing and then I have an idea and then I bring it to fruition. That's kind of the only like moving towards something that I'm doing in my life. A lot of my life is probably most people is probably just reacting and when you're reacting and correcting, that's not moving towards a goal.
No, sometimes it's moving away from them.
It is.
Yeah. So. Well, the interesting thing is like, this show's a good example and stand-up absolutely is like a perfect example of like, there's a goal in mind, which is just to get better at the thing and like get new opportunities and, whatever. With stand-up, it's like travel more, meet new people, all the goals. Producing, don't tell, like there's milestones for don't tell. There's shows I want to do, people I want to have, all that stuff. Even that though, in a way is like, whatever festival I got rejected from kind of bounces me in a different direction. So like even those obstacles, sometimes you just don't get it. And that kind of bounces you in like the fear or the rejection of that still. That's all like nobody fucking knows what anybody's doing. We're all just kind of like ping ponging through life a little bit. Nobody knows. Yeah. You're just kind of bouncing around and shit. So it's like, I think it's also easy for me to sit here and again, like pontificate this idea, this like abstract thing to you. But then in practice, I'm like, God, this fucking asshole, he just wants to be a jerk today. Like he's actually just a kid that grew up and is bouncing around and has no idea what he's doing to impact me. But everybody sees it through their own thing,
Yeah. So it sounds like Nathaniel has just discovered humanism and nihilism.
I guess so. I don't know.
No,
I can't spell either of them, but it sounds nice.
Yeah, I don't know what they mean. It sounds appropriate.
I don't even know. I would be hesitant to say I've ever discovered anything. To tell you the truth, I do think that I am a late bloomer in a lot of ways in life, and I think a lot of that has to do with like external factors that kind of held me in place for a long time.
Like
just
sex?
like sex and like, no, like traumas and stuff that like you stay wrapped up in that shit, especially when you're young. And that's the other thing about like being 17 and trying to navigate a relationship. Like at that point, I was only like a year into this, I guess, new relationship I have with my dad, where it's like he's not around and I don't pursue that relationship at all.
Right.
That's only like a year old when I'm also trying to navigate this new relationship. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of going through some other shit.
Yeah.
And it's like 2019 is when that relationship ended. And that year it was like I crashed a different car, got fired, parents got a divorce, had to move houses, graduated from high school, started college, had no money, got a new job. Like everything that could happen to you when you're 19 pretty much did in that year for me. So then it's like, yeah, of course I maybe wasn't the best boyfriend at the time. And that's not like excusing my actions or anything. I was terrible at times. But it's just some perspective of like, now I'm more equipped to navigate it. And I guess maybe having a partner who's the same age helps too. Like if I was still dating an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old, they wouldn't be much help with that.
Yeah.
But like Haley, you guys are close in age, right? You and Laura?
Yeah, we're
same
6
age.
months. So, yeah, we're within a year. Yeah.
Do you think that helps the relationship at all? That it's like you at least have things to bond over, right? Like childhood stuff, and
there's a lot of the things that would normally be beneficial from dating somebody that's exactly your age.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have because she was homeschooled, and she was homeschooled hard.
Haley was in private Christian school, so it's a similar.
Yeah,
vibe.
she was kind of like maybe like Mennonite, almost like Mennonite adjacent.
Amish?
Like, yeah, well, I mean,
transitioning to Amish?
Like very, very old school conservative, like, no TV shows or just, that might not be accurate, but like, yeah, she didn't listen to any of the music. She didn't watch any of the shows.
Devil stuff.
She couldn't wear the clothes, Yeah. Yeah. So like, but I think what happened is like she got older and as soon as she moved out, she was like, all right, I'm going to listen to whatever I want to listen to.
Yeah.
She, cause like,
full swing.
Yeah, she got sick a few years ago, and she ended up like having the chance to watch so many movies. So I'm like going through. I'm like, great, you didn't get to watch TV for like 18 years.
Yeah,
or, missed most of the stuff. So have you seen this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen this movie? And she's like, yeah, I already saw it. Yeah, I already saw it. Because like she did have all these gaps in like all the pop culture stuff.
Yeah.
But then she just like gorged on it. So
Haley's going through that right now.
Yeah.
Literally right now, which is really cool because like I've got to introduce her to the stuff, and then like experiencing it for the first time with her is kind of close to like me experiencing it for the first. You know what I mean? Like I've watched The Sopranos 6 times.
Yeah.
But the first time I watched it with Haley was almost like watching it for the first time again because I'm seeing, oh yeah, shit, I forgot this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, right.
I know what's coming.
Yeah.
But she doesn't. And you know, like we've done, I mean, she'd never seen Goodfellas, she'd never seen The Sopranos, she'd never seen any of the Star Wars shit, and now she's watched literally everything Star Wars that's ever been made. Like seeing her go through that stuff is really cool, and it reminds me like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. And there's one time where I was obsessed with that stuff too, but then you just move on to the next shit. Dude, we were in the hotel last night, get in the car crash in the morning, go to the shows, have a great night, go to the hotel, and I'm like, I'm just gonna pass the fuck out.
It's been a day, man.
And we sit down, and I turn on the TV, and Castaway is on, and it's just starting.
Yeah, nice.
Dude, both of us were up like this. Both of us were like sitting up in the bed, and after like 20 minutes in, you've seen it, right, Castaway?
Yeah.
Tommy? There's like the storm sequence where like the plane goes down, and he's like struggling to get up above water and all that shit. And we are just on edge, dude, in this hotel. And finally, after like 10 minutes, I just like touched her back and was like, I have to go to bed. I was like, I've been through enough today. I can't also get in a plane crash. Okay, this is stressing me the fuck out. Like, I had to just roll over. But she stayed up, and like, what? It's a long ass movie. She didn't make it the whole way, but it's good. It's good. Movie. That movie is weird because it's just him for most of it.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
Yeah,
very impressive. Have you ever? Is there another movie where it's like just one guy? Is that a thing? I guess Mr. Bean.
127 hours was just one guy.
What is that?
That's the one with James Franco where he plays. It's a reenactment of that dude that fell in Utah and got trapped by the boulder and had to cut his arm off. Spoiler alert. Yeah,
I can't.
That was just him.
I don't think I can do
that.
Yeah,
you think so? Yeah, Castaway. Though, I mean, Tom Hanks is. I guess he's a treasure until we find out he touched somebody or something. Yeah.
Well, he does drink baby blood, but he's a pretty good actor.
Yeah,
I mean, fucking Tom Cruise is a Scientologist. So
I guess they put Wilson, the volleyball. I guess he was in there just so there would be some dialogue, maybe instead of him just like walking around talking to himself occasionally.
Right. Yeah. Right. I just thought like what a cool experience to see Haley see it for the first time, and that some of the special effects didn't hold up great, you know, because it's like what year is Castaway? 90s, early 90s, late 80s,
late 90s. I think.
Okay, so I mean, it's like special effects is already. I mean, it moves so fast, you know, it's not good. But the fact that it could actually captivate her all these years later with just him on an island alone, it's kind of cool. That's like I think that's a check.
No, it holds up, dude. It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's cool that you can share that stuff with her. I'm still trying to figure that out because like I think what I do, I got all these movies that I loved back in the day, and I want to share those with her. But I think what I default to is like usually when I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, "Hey, you ever seen this movie?" It's some crazy like mindfuck movie that has some big twist or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know
if you've seen Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, right.
No, what is that?
Like that. The other day we tried to watch Sorry to Bother You. You ever seen that? I don't know if that's a good movie, but it's got Lakeith Stanfield in it. I love Lakeith Stanfield.
Okay.
But there's a crazy big twist. Spoiler
Sorry
alert,
to bother you. What year is this?
That's pretty recent. Like 10 years ago, maybe.
Oh, super recent. I don't know. I don't think I know this.
I was like, you got to watch this movie. About halfway through, I was like, you're not really into this movie, are you? And she's like, no, I'm good. But she was just watching it because she didn't realize that I'd already seen it. The big spoiler, it's about a guy in a call center. He ends up going up to the top floor, finds out, I don't know, there's this crazy stuff with horse people with giant dicks. But he just goes to the bathroom at this rich call center party, and there's a horse guy with a big dick trapped. Anyway,
this is crazy. Honestly, pretty good cast though. Stephen Yeun, Terry Crews. Dude?
Oh, it was good. It was cool. It's just a very surreal movie, very weird movie.
Danny Glover? Oh shit, I'll watch it, dude.
I think
Patton Oswalt. Oh fuck yeah!
But it's just a weird movie, and I think I'm trying to find these cool movies she hasn't seen, but since she's seen everything, I'm just recommending the weird mindfuck movies.
Sure.
And she's like, "It's a weird movie, dude." Yeah. I don't like, and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know if it's that good." We did watch Nope though, and she liked it.
That's
which
good.
I'm so happy. I've talked to so many of the comics at the club. I'm like, did you guys see Nope? And they're like, that movie sucked. I loved it, dude. What a cool idea.
I thought it was fun.
The best.
All that stuff is interesting.
Like one of the best alien, like, interpretation. Like, if you want to make an alien movie but make it different, how do you make it That's how you make it.
Well, it's been done so many times. Yeah. I kind of thought that way about A Quiet Place too. You see those? The Krasinski movies?
Yeah.
The first one especially.
I saw the first one, but I didn't really give it a good go, and I haven't seen the second one.
I thought it was like, I mean, maybe not quite as an original style as Nope, but just like the idea of like, you know,
it's like a fresh premise instead of like, this is a remake of a movie from 30 years ago with a new younger cast.
Because that's all it ever fucking is anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, experiencing stuff for the first time with Haley has been cool. One thing I have found, and I honestly thought you were about to say the same for you, and it may be, is a lot of times with us, I'll, and not just movies, sometimes like experiences or foods or these things that I love and cherish, I want her to like them so bad that when she doesn't, it's a little bit devastating.
Yeah.
It's a little bit sad to go, you don't fucking, what?
Yeah,
you don't love that? I love
we
that.
We were like the same.
I thought we all loved that. Yeah. And that's
we
honestly.
This connection. And if you don't like natto, then.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You don't like, whatever, big. Never mind.
Not Toho. No, natto. Yeah. But dude, it does suck though. You're like,
it's tough.
It's like, you're my favorite person. And this is a really cool thing that's like, most people don't get it, but I get it. You're going to get it.
You're going to love it.
And you're like, no, you don't get it.
Yeah.
But
one we had, and I don't think she'd mind me airing this one out. One that we had a while back is I grew up in Virginia Beach during the summers. During like my early teenage years, I would go live with my aunt in Virginia Beach. And I worked like at this crab store selling blue crab. It's like a thing up there. I don't know if you've ever been up there. They take, basically, guys would catch blue crab on a boat, bring it in. I'd unload these bushels, put them in a giant pot, steam them for people, whatever. Hard work. Really, really hard. Like super niche, regional, like almost like old school type growing up, rite of passage stuff that like kids today have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. It's like I grew up in another time. Anyways,
I feel you.
A big core part of me is those, experience, like that kind of molds you when you're like 12, 13, 14, 15 and you're out there with 60-year-old drunk fishermen slinging crabs all day. It's like a weird thing that not a lot of people go through in life. So anyway, so we got the opportunity a while back to go up and do some shows in Virginia Beach and in Richmond and stuff. We're making a little run of it. And we go up there. And like for months, I know about the show, and all I can think is I'm going to go to where I used to work. I'm going to go in that little shack out in the woods where they boil the crabs or steam the crabs. I'm going to go out. I'm going to get some. We're going to go to this park where we used to go out by the beach. I'm going to dump them out on the table, and me and Haley are just going to go to town. And of course, we do all that, and then we get to the park, and I dump them out, and she's like, ugh. It's like got eyes and shit. And I'm like, it's like a whole
you just got to bust it into pieces and find the meat inside.
And I'm showing her, I'm like, here's what you do. You do this. And she's just like repulsed as I'm doing it. And it was like a real issue for, like, I didn't react well to it, I'll admit. But it like, that became like a bigger thing. And then only really after that and like, going to therapy and shit was I like, oh yeah, I just like wanted her to like that so bad that when she didn't, it like kind of broke my heart in this weird way where I was like, but this is like a core part of who I am. So surely you love me, right? You'll love this too, but that doesn't have to be the case,
Yeah.
That was a lot. I know it was a lot.
No, I feel you. I was just taking it in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And for you, it was like, this is my summers. This is like my day. This is like, this built me. And then she sees like, well, what you do is you take the crab and you dump it out. And she's like, I don't want to participate in that.
First you reach up under it and you pop the apron off. Then you rip its whole top of its shell off and you scrape all those gills and the mustard out. That's gross. That's all organs. You scrape all that out. Mustard. Right. Some people eat the mustard.
But it's weird how that's...
Then you want to break the legs off of it in small increments. I mean, it's a very like, especially for a person or, I maybe would even say like, especially for a girl who's never been around that in her life. And Haley like grew up hunting and fishing and stuff. She has like a working knowledge of how food gets to the plate. She's not like weirded out by it, but she's not a big seafood person in general. So it's like now I'm asking her to take these 40 crabs and break the legs off of them and stuff. And
it's like, definitely a lot.
It's a lot, dude. Which now in hindsight, I can sit here and go, yeah, of course, you idiot. That's all. But in the moment, I wasn't thinking about any of that. I was thinking about my summers here, what this meant to me, and I want to share this with you. Like the crabs had almost nothing to do with it.
Problem is that like she's like another person, and she's stuck in her head. She's like inside of there, So she just doesn't understand to appreciate all this stuff that it means to you. It's
she's like another person. Yeah. That's exactly.
It's like I played music. For so much of my life. And you like pour over your guitar and come up with like a riff and then come up with a song from the riff. And then come up with words that evoke some emotion. And show it to somebody. Like, that's pretty cool.
And then the YouTube comments like, this guy sucks.
Yeah. You're like, you don't get it, but that's just.
Yeah. Do you know that old Louis bit about, I forget what it is. I don't remember the exact example he uses, but it's exactly what we're talking about. And he goes, why don't you make something, dick? He's like, He goes, they made that. Like, don't be a dickhead. Did you make something? Why are you? Yeah. Like, anytime anybody makes something, people are just like, no, it's terrible. It's shitty. Yeah.
And also, like, I do that everybody does it all the time. Of course. It's so hard to not.
We spent the first half of this episode doing it probably. I mean, that's,
It's just hard to remember. Yeah.
It happens. I mean, she's a different person and relationships are weird anyway. Like, sometimes you're the one selling crack and then you get arrested and then your wife has to sell the crack out of the hotel room. Like,
the baby's hungry, man. He can't eat crack, Yeah.
Babies can't eat crack. Yeah. Now, if that wouldn't get me flagged on YouTube, that'd be the episode title. Babies can't eat crack. That's true, man. Dustin, do you have anything coming up that you want to plug or promote? Are you we can talk about this real quick. Are you doing the pod with Jared? I talked to him about it the other night and he said you guys are like figuring it out.
We're figuring it out. Yeah. It's sad. It's sad.
Well, it's a back burner project. I'm
so busy. So much has happened and it's not fun.
You're busy selling crack out of that hotel. And
I got a couple projects I'm working on. I'm trying to get back on stage more. Yeah, I'm not going to blow your mind. I've got a couple new bits that I'm fleshing out. I'm not going to have like a new
Let's hear 'em.
30 minutes this year.
Do them.
All right. So
do them right here. Dude, how awful would that be? Come on the pod and I'm like, let's hear it. What you got?
Tell me a joke. Tell me a joke. You're a comedian. Tell me a joke. Yeah.
I might do that to She's been asking to talk about some jokes and stuff.
Yeah, dude.
What if I just get her on camera and I go, let's hear it?
Word. Yeah.
She would shit, dude. She'd pass away.
Tell me. Say something funny.
Yeah, let's hear it. Make me laugh.
I'm working on an app right now. Some stuff happened with work and things are moving around and all that. Actually, I used to work remotely and I don't get to do that anymore.
Oh, cool. That's always good.
Yeah, trying to adjust to that.
Yeah.
Being in a new office and work's a little different. So don't have as much like time because I got to travel to work and stuff, but also like work's closer than it used to be. So that's super cool.
As long as you're doing something that actually fulfills you, because you definitely spent the first half of the episode talking about how much you don't like work. So as long as that's not your whole life, because then if you're like, I've just been depressed lately, I'm like, I think I have a theory. I think I know why. Well,
I mean, like just tell everybody. He talked about it on the podcast.
Okay, yeah.
No, like I'm working on an app that will be beneficial, or it's gonna help like comedians and bookers and stuff. Hopefully,
yeah.
But when I say working on it, I was working on it pretty hard until the work stuff. I probably haven't done any work on it in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And this is a project I was hoping to have finished by the end of the year. Probably going to be maybe a little later.
Yeah.
Realistically, it's probably going to be like probably going to be next summer. Next summer.
Realistically, never. Yeah.
Yeah. Next summer. Next summer, I'm gonna have an app that I'll talk to you about like off the air or whatever. I would hope that it would be.
I think we've chatted about it before. Yeah.
And it doesn't cost anything. Just a free app to help everybody out with stuff.
Well, I think that's part of the like a hold up too. Is like if it's not something you're doing for financial incentive, just as a human, you're like, well then. I don't need to work on that right now.
Yeah.
Like you need that stability first before you start looking at like creative outlets and stuff.
Yeah.
That's just a thing. That's like a security thing.
Yeah,
and like you were mentioning, when you have these concerns about like your partner and who you're with and providing and taking care of them, and she's been sick and all this stuff. Yeah, you definitely.
But it's all working out though.
Screwing around on a new app is not exactly at the top of your to-do list. Like I think that's natural.
This would probably be helpful and useful, and maybe I could eventually make money from it.
Yeah,
but mostly not planning on making any money from it. So it got moved down on the list of priorities.
Well,
but I'm working
GTA
on that.
6, dude. It'll be out eventually.
I'll tell you what, just like to give myself some kind of a deadline, I guess. Like I don't know. Well, yeah, no. By the end of the year, I'm not gonna hang myself here, man. I'll put it out an episode of my podcast. But this is just a for me fun little silly weird podcast.
Yeah, but you haven't invited me on, and I'm hurt by it. But that's all right.
Oh, it's a solo thing, dude.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Yeah.
You know what? I just realized this is a solo pod from now on.
Yeah, you'll be my first guest if I have.
Okay,
anything.
You got it.
Yeah, right now it's just with my favorite person.
I can BYOM.
Yeah.
This one right here.
Word?
I'll bring it. I'll bring this bit.
But that'll be out by the end of the year. I'll post about it on socials and stuff.
Cool.
On socials and stuff.
On socials.
It's called the Brain Drops Podcast.
Brain Drops.
Brain Drops, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, but don't expect a lot. It's just
expect a lot.
I'm just gonna have fun with it.
Expect a lot. If
I
you're
want to try
listening to
this, dude. You're good at this. I'm like, it looks really fun what Nathaniel's doing.
I'm not good at this. Yeah. I'm good at listening and like learning. I don't know if I'm even good at that. Honestly, sometimes I'm not. I just enjoy it. I enjoy learning about like different people. Like when I can get a business owner or somebody random, like some of these people I'm kind of meeting for like the first, second, third time.
It's cool that you got this weird, like eclectic group of guests, and I do like that. That was you the got whole people goal. That you got like an antique store guy, and then you got like a psychologist or psychiatrist. Yeah, just all over.
You know what's crazy, dude? That episode is one of my least viewed episodes, and it's one of the proudest things I've ever done. Like I'm so proud of that. If you're listening to this, if you made it to this point and you haven't already, please God, go listen to the episode with Dr. Graham Disk. He is so funny.
I loved it, man. It was really good.
So funny and so like unique and so brilliant. I mean,
interesting. Yeah. Like there weren't lulls.
No,
he's a real person. It was pretty cool.
He's a real guy. Yeah. He's coming on again eventually too, and we'll do it again. But I was very disappointed by like the reaction to that one because when you do something, you go, "This is it, man. Yeah, it's gonna be the one." You ever do that with a joke where you're like, "This is gonna knock their fucking socks off," and then it flatlines, dude. I've had one. Remind me as soon as we end this. I'm gonna tell you this thing that it makes me giggle, but God, it's bombed 4 times. Yeah. Every time I've tried it at an open mic, flatline bomb, and I just keep doing it. I can't open. I just keep doing it.
It happens, man. I hate it.
It happens, yeah. Dustin A. Comedian, is that right?
Yeah, Dustin A. Comedian. We'll go with that. Yeah.
Dustin, is that not it?
No, that's it, dude. I've just been so lazy about socials and stuff. Okay. Yeah, Dustin A. Comedian everywhere.
Dustin A. Comedian everywhere.
Dustina Comedian.
At the Night's Inn, at McDonald's, you name it. They know Dustin A. Comedian.
Word.
All right, dude. Thanks, dude. Thank you for coming on. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm alive. I'm glad I'm, whatever.
Glad you're alive too, man.
Thanks, buddy. I'm sore, but I'm, here I am. We're doing it.
Word.
All right. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Hey.